we got back from Savannah last night at 6 p.m. and we're violently hungover from just letting our hair down for the weekend, and you can't do that. I haven't drank a sip of alcohol all of January, so it didn't take a lot to be violently hungover. Anywho, this is my breakfast on the go. I saw something from someone the other day and said that people need a storyline. They want to know more about just people's story, where they're headed, where they're going. That's so true. I mean, that's very true for me. And I need a storyline for the people. I want to know where they're getting at, who they are. So that is what I'm doing, and so I thought I'd share my story. I am a toddler mom, and I have my husband and I have our high school sweethearts, and will have been married 9 years this year. And we have a toddler boy, and that is the busiest our personal lives have ever been, but also truly the most joyful. Newborn stage was hard for us. Dean had GERD, and so he was a fussy baby, but also just newborns are scary and hard anyway, and we just love the craziness that toddlerhood brings. But yeah, it's a lot and it's wild, but really fun. Also, I have postpartum depression, so that whole phase of life was just the trenches and a blur, and life just continues to get sweeter. My husband's in the military, and I work for a nonprofit, and we both love what we do and have been pretty successful in our careers, but there is a ceiling. And as we get closer and closer to my husband's retirement from the military, less than 10 years, we've really started thinking about what's next. And truly, just since we've had my son, it's just built this fire in us. Our hustle just cannot be stopped. So we've really been talking about what to do after retirement, and we know that we're going to be successful small business owners, and can see that in a lot of different avenues, and hopefully all of the avenues that we envision. We recently just had a me and him retreat to Savannah, and it was kind of our last meeting of the year. It was our last planning meeting for the year. We've had several, and this is very much who we are as people, especially me. We've met about our schedules for the year. When is Dean going to visit the grandparents? Because we do live about 4 hours away from family, so we want to. Grandparents were huge in our lives, and we need that to be the same for him. So plan stuff like that out when we're doing big projects for the house, and when we're doing any type of travel and everything. We planned all of that out for at least July. But have a pretty good schedule up until then too, or after then too. So we scheduled all of that out. Then we had a long meeting about finances, and we are going to be aggressive with saving. We're going to try to follow the 50-20-30 rule. 50% is bills, 20% is your future, and no, 50% is bills, 30% is your future and savings and tithing, and 20% is something that you've been saving for, kind of like your fun now budget. So we're following that, and saving 30% is pretty aggressive. So we're excited to start that and see where it takes us. And then our last meeting, which was kind of like what we did on the way to and back, and just kind of discuss that during our vacation, on the way there and all the way back. We talked about what are our goals for this year, which we've definitely talked about before the end of this month, but we really talked about like beyond what are just our goals for this year. Like it's what are our big upcoming goals, and you know, the big upcoming goals that we're not going to achieve this year is, you know, to become small business owners. But we're not ready to stop what we're doing. We really love our jobs, and we're grateful, and we're going to continue to hustle while we're there. So yeah, did you hear that, boss? While we are at work, we are working hard for that company. We just eventually would like to work for ourselves, but we're not there yet. So that small business ownership is really about something that we can do while we're working our regular 9-to-5s that's passive income. And this is the business gateway drug, is what a lot of entrepreneurs say, but laundry mats, vending machines, just kind of something to get us started. So looking into that, we do not think that we are going to be owners yet before the end of this year. That's a little bit of a longer term goal, but definitely before he gets out of the military, before we move this community, if we move from this community. So right now we're in the education phase of that, and that means that we're reading a lot, watching a lot, listening to a lot. We're listening to a business book on the way there and back. So we're just constantly like just having oversaturation, consumption of knowledge. But to me, that's honestly never going to be good enough. You know, everybody has a little bit of imposter syndrome, but I have for sure like that with knowledge. Like I could be an expert of a field, but I'd be like, but that's just what I think. I mean, what do y'all think? Like that is so who I am to a core. So for me to truly like just knowing who I am, for me to feel like you have enough, you will always continue to learn and always do that, but you have enough. I need to get my MBA. I have my master's in social work. So that is one of my next steps. I will be focusing on obtaining that this year, or starting that this year, which I'm really excited about. I think it's a great way to get thrown into the business world. So basically, we are busier than we've ever been in our personal life. We're busier than we've ever been in our careers, our regular day jobs, and doing really well in those. But we want more, so we're throwing even more busier in our professional lives than it's our personal lives. On our time, we're also thinking about business and how we can keep moving in that right direction. And then we're always going to grow and focus on ourselves too, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And we take that really seriously. With our personal life and having a toddler and just creating core memories, we take that very seriously. Like I don't play around when it comes to holiday magic. I don't play around when it comes to my baby's core memories. And we do not take it lightly that we are responsible for raising a great human being. So really busy there. And I love always bettering myself. Is that my husband too? And so I'm trying to become a runner this year. I am addicted to like finding out a new routine or regimen or product I should use on TikTok, which is why I am calling myself a marketer's dream, which is why I have rightfully earned the title of a marketer's dream. Because I'm gonna try it, and I'll let you guys know. Like I think that I'm pretty qualified to talk about some of these things because I have been influenced, and let me tell y'all if it's completely bogus or not. Part of the final piece of our 2025 meeting, we just kind of closed and saying like, what are your passions just in general, and it can be like silly stuff. I'm really passionate about advocacy and policy work. we're passionate about real estate and flipping homes, and we could see us having future in the vacation rental market, or rental market just in general. We're passionate about, and then he had some other hobbies. One of my big hobbies is this. I love to be on this app and to learn. So we really want, and I love to be on this app and to learn and to share. I've always loved creating videos. I always love a creative outlet. I have done stuff like that my whole entire life, and videos are definitely a fun creative outlet that I've always enjoyed, especially like home videos and stuff like that. I've always loved things like that. So I figured that this is a fun time to explore this, as that's just kind of where we're at, that we really want to try to make our passions and careers intersect. And we know that not every single thing that we do has to be a lucrative money-making thing. But if it's something that you enjoy, if there's a market out there, then why not have fun and see where it goes? And what a cool marketing tool that could be for your future businesses. So that's where I'm at right now, and just having fun on this platform, being silly and goofy, just sharing bits of my life. But that's our story. We're hustling, baby. We're hustling 24/7. And I know some people seeing this will be like, that just doesn't seem healthy. Like, life is not about the grind. Completely agree. As Miley Cyrus says, it's about the climb. We really enjoy hustling. Like, we enjoy the journey, what we're learning along the way. And if we need a break and respite, then we give ourselves that. That was what this past weekend vacation was about. So I really do feel like we have a good sense of balance. And yes, sometimes we do hit it a little too hard, and that was a hectic week, and we take care of ourselves that weekend. So I hope that you guys liked learning a little bit more of our story, and you know, why I'm here. And I hope that you guys, that I can share more about that along the way, and just as we get closer to business ownership, as I've learned, as I've been influenced to do a new silly routine that I want to share with you guys, that it's like, hey, this is worth doing. I just want to share that I'm addicted to the grind. I'm addicted to growth. And I know that there is billions of other people like that on this app, because I've learned a lot from y'all. So that's our story, and hope you stick around and see more.